You've been asking for it. Of course, we're going to do it. Blue Lock Season 2, the opening, the full version. This is Boujaku no Charisma by UNISON Square Garden. I'm excited. Let's go. These blue lights are gorgeous. Oh! Yeah, bass! Oh, those harmonies snuck in. Killer transition to the feel. No halftime feel there. Beautiful upper range on the bass. The push. Oh, that was killer. Oh, beautiful pre-chorus. Entertainment factor, man. The basis is amazing. Yeah, man. Okay. Obligatory halftime breakdown. And there we go. Oh, we got to hit stop. It's been a minute 30. That went so fast. It was so entertaining. That's why usually we stop before that. Okay, so the band is a powerful trio. The music's in your face. The like energy between all the members is good. However, obviously there's like a plus 500 experience level to the bass player. Their showmanship is crazy good. And like, I don't know, it's very, very entertaining. And I'd wager like it's not just for the video shoot. Like live, it's probably like this, but maybe even more. But I love the band as a whole. Musically speaking, this introduction is really cool. It's short, it's sweet, it's very smart, and it gets us in. Let's check it out again. Yeah. That's all we need without bass. And then we bring the bass player in and check it out. Look at this. What a great spot to pause. But you know what I'm saying, though? We don't have to do an elongated introduction. We just get it, and it takes you in immediately. The lights are there, and we're in. Wow. Same with the guitar line going like, and kind of like a little bit of counterpoint again, the bass line there. Short and sweet, but genius design, because you really don't need much to get you like, we're in the mood, we're going to go. And then you get the, hey guys, what's up? And it's going to pop in. One more time from this little introduction. Appreciating also the sound of the snare. I absolutely love it. It fits everything perfectly. This section, I love his voice on top, but you know I'm listening down to the ultra short staccato and how that's moving with that quarter note pulse and the kick drum, man. It works so perfectly. But you can still hear the properties of the chord. It's not just like a chick, chick, chick. It's not like a palm muted sound. We're still getting chord qualities represented within that. So for me, that is a huge win. You might not really care about those details, but those are the details that I enjoy quite a bit. Hey guys, what's up? Cool phrasing. And the voice line. But that's cooler though. Come on, man. This bass fill. And then we get a little slap thing too. Let's grab that again. Come on. Here we go, bass. And then it's off to the races. Like, we're kind of I keep pausing it and like literally the fucking best places. This is amazing. The line is aggressive. There's lots of jumps to where we're going to be, and it adds visually, obviously, but it's the energy within the way we're playing the bass, the way he's playing the bass. It adds to the song though massively, because as soon as the drummer like kind of like coexists with that and we get that open hi-hat kind of backbeat, pretty active stuff going on, it gels really well. Check out this transition again one more time, please. Ooh, that's where those harmonies snuck. Listen to the vocal harmonies right here. This is cool. But they're not traditional though, by any means. That's like, it's kind of a digitally modified sound. It kind of sneaks in. It almost feels like kind of ghost-like. I really dig it. 100. That's 29. Let's go back to like 24. Grab that again. We'll keep going. I promise. How cool is that? The obvious changer. Everything shifts from what we just had just a moment ago. But that's like blatant. But the other thing that goes along with that I think is so creative, it's the shift from playing more in the low mid range of the bass up to the higher range of the bass, where the tones are, if you don't play, as you go to the right, the notes get higher. As you go to the left, the notes get lower. And we control, and things kind of like repeat itself on the neck. But that's not really the focal point. The focal point here is the musical choices to do that in this section because it works so well. You could have easily just stayed down there and played a different style of groove, but the note shift, the register shift complements this. Like, you can't say enough good things about it. So just massive shout out to the bassist. One more time. Yeah, man, like the track design is cool. And the other part that's fun is the drummer not having to play a million notes, but playing really smart notes with all that, the way how short and like crisp those little hits are within the track. So that's like a good interaction. Even though it's not like super note demanding, it makes for a good listening experience. All right, back 5. Let's keep going. We're building. That's my favorite part. Then we shift up right here. I can't sing it to you. I can just point it out in case you missed it, but it's a really nice shift in where we're at within the chords. One more time, we'll let it drop in here. Here it comes. So beautiful, man. What a cadential resolution. Sorry, but the bass, dude, oh my God. Everything about this chorus feels like a J-pop chorus. All the math is there. It checks off. But the best part, though, the best part is the delivery we're getting in the back left. This is simply amazing. Watch. They're good lines, too, man. That is a sick line, man. Like you can stop the track 25 times. We could talk about 25 different things. I just try to pick like 3 or 4 so you're not like super like, dude, stop hitting pause. But this channel is about hitting pause. But, there's so many things to look at. But right now we're looking at the phrasing, basically meaning the way we're getting the contour of the melody, meaning how the notes shift up and down and what like speeds those occur. So the rhythm of that. So in my opinion, the vocal line here is really, really fun to listen to. I went back 10 seconds, so I'm just listening to the vocalist. And the drummer responds to all that. So it's these moments of like pattern interrupts. We establish, groove. The tempo never stops. We start a song, we go to the end of the song. In an ideal world where most of pop music exists, we don't rush or drag, meaning we don't speed up, we don't slow down. You can. There's no rules against doing that. It just doesn't happen very often. But point is, when we have a pattern interrupt in the phrase, we respond with whatever happens here in the percussion, which makes it super creative and it's very enjoyable to listen to. Well, since drums are so visual, obviously it's kind of fun to watch as well. Let's grab that little hiccup change again. And the bassist, man. And it's interesting because the bass player has such a lead. If you talk about like traditional roles, the guitar player, it's the same person, the singer. The guitar, we'll say the guitar line, because we want to separate the instrument identities here. The guitar line is really just moving bar to bar, cadential movements of just outlining where the chords are going, and it's in the pocket. The bass player, however, is so busy. It still like a functional role. It's similar as a guitarist, but so many outline things you just don't normally do on bass. That's why I love listening to Japanese bass players, because they go out, man. Like they go out, and when the guitarist stays in the pocket, we get this effect. Now, you could compare and contrast that. If you listen to music like stuff that like Eve does, if you think about the bass players moving around, and then there's like 2 guitar layers that are also moving around, and it gets super jumpy. This is a great way to have something anchored and be the constant against, not really against, with the drummer. So you get that for your listening experience, and then the bassist is kind of allowed to move around, and it won't be so jarring. The more people that move around, the less foundations you have rhythmically, and the less stable it becomes for ears. Now, just like food, everyone has different tastes, right? So if you're into that, you might be like, oh, I wish it moved around more. If you're not into that, when stuff does move and gets a little bit, they start exploring a little bit more progressive. People are like, ooh, it's too much for me. So there's really no right or wrong answer. It's all just creative choices, and how open are you to your creative choices? Like, is this too much for you? Or you're like, no, man, I like, free jazz. Like you need to sit down and listen to Sun Ra and like, the craziest like duck call saxophone stuff, and just like crazy bass players and drummers doing their thing. There's a lot of variety out there. Anyway, let's go back 5 seconds and we'll let it go. I promise this time. That's obligatory. Cool use of triplets there though. Let's keep going. Back to the intro. That's beautiful. Oh, a little syncopation there. The pick scrape. Similar build again. We'll drop back in. And there it is. We drop back to the chorus. Okay, this second verse, man, let's go back. This cross stick groove is pretty sick. Just check out what the drummer's playing differently from the first verse. Well, hold on. This is the intro again. Here we go. What a massive difference. The biggest like observable thing is it's not as loud, right? Because you have one side of the stick comes across, we're playing cross stick, you're getting some hi-hat work, which are both low dynamic parts of the drum set. We're not getting as much kick drum happening. There's not anywhere near the amount of velocity on cymbals, so that brings it back. And the bass player completely changes the line, and then you get like this, I don't know what effect is going on, almost like a chorus type of thing. It just has almost borderline reggae-esque properties there, just mainly because of the cross stick and the way the bass lines are kind of formed a tiny bit. Let's just check this part out again. You know what I mean though? Boom da ga da ga boom, boom ba da 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 da. It's it's a little fast. It's not exactly it's not. We're not there. We're not in that kind of island, but we are somewhat in a little bit of a kind of an island. If that makes sense. Sorry, I lied. One more time. And then that is an interesting groove. That feels like kind of, hold on, that's 152. Let's go back to 144. Coming out of this, like we'll call it the pseudo reggae-esque section where we get heavier again. Listen to the groove change. We're really anticipating that placement. That's kind of like an Angajic accent. It feels like we're not on 2 and 4. We're not playing a backbeat there. It feels very different. So really great. And remember, it's all subjective. Just I think it's cool, creative choices coming from the drummer to give us a very different feel within the groove. Something that, and we're 147 in, we haven't had that interpretation at all. So that is a cool little palette reset. Here comes the switch again. Sorry, I went too far. Or I didn't go far enough at all. Chord progression is beautiful. Familiar parts. We'll keep going to the chorus. Ooh. I don't know if that was there, that little guitar line the first time. Dude, oh my God. All that, man, that was wild. The drummer is on fire right now. Hold on. That's 244. We need to grab this whole chorus again. I feel like there was one small, I don't know, a little discrepancy, a little variation what we had. I'm not sure though, because one of the there's many pros to stopping and doing a lot of active listening, like just like surface level analysis. You can you peel the layers back. One of the cons is sometimes you'll be talking about something and you lose context within the flow because you're obviously interrupting that. And you might notice something you think is new, but it's actually not. The benefit, the reason we do all this, in case you're wondering, by the way, well, there's many reasons that you have to do it on YouTube, but that's for a different video. But the reason I do this is because this is the way it was taught to me, and it's been very valuable for my ears and listening experiences and augmentation as a musician that can, listen in the layers and figure out the parts you need to play. Even if you're just a listener, you're not really worried about picking up instruments, you're going to hear more, and you're going to hear more in all the music that you listen to, because remember, it's not just about playing. Like, there's nothing wrong with listening to a song front to back. Like, that's great. Like, that's the most common way to listen, but it's not the only way, and nor should it be. Like, you should definitely dig deep into what you're checking out. You stop, you go back, you pick stuff out. So that way, the next time you do go back, you're going to hear so much more. Trust me. And when you get together with a group of people, you can be in a song 20 times doing this. You bring your buddy, they'll come and listen, and they'll do the same thing as you. They will know. This is where it gets super frustrating, because they'll be like, "Oh yeah, did you hear that?" And you're like, "What are you talking about? I've listened to this 20 times deeply and never noticed that." That's the power of hanging out with other musicians and folks that are kind of like-minded, that want to get deep in the weeds of music. So make sure that you're doing that. It is a rewarding experience. Okay, so there's some differences on this chorus. Let's go back. Let's grab it. Let's talk about it. I think this might be too far. Let's test it out. Yeah, it's that thing right there. It's in the right side. It's the last 5 seconds. It's such a bright guitar timbre. It's just really itching on my right ear. Super present, man. Powerful. Bum, 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 bum. Whatever that little line is there, evil sounding, very dominant sounding, and it really allows, so you get that single note kind of lower register of the guitar. It allows the drummer to play whatever's going over the top of that. It's very cool. Oh, that's gorgeous. He's standing up. Oh my God, dude. The best part of the song. Oh my God, dude. You never really get to see that often in some of these anime openings. It's just, that was we're trading 4s and trading 8s. They're that's more like rock jazz. People are actually getting to stretch their legs. Musically, that's freaking outstanding. We're going back. What are we doing? I sat in it for too long. We have to go back. Especially coming out of this. standing up and playing is such a nightmare. Like usually that's only when something like wrong happens. It's funny because you extend your arms so far below you, and then you're trying to like kick the kick drum pedal while you're doing this. It's not comfortable, but some people could do. He's doing a great job at it. Vocally, that's cool. The background's. Yeah, see, the important part is the introduction for this bass solo. The drummer gets completely out of the way and just plays just 4 on the floor, man. Or sorry, yeah, just a kick drum, like allowing the bassist. You can't. We're not going to tangent Tony. We won't go into it. You just need to understand that a lot of times you play with so many drummers, you try to do something on bass, they just don't get out of the way, and you're like, bro, like, can I do my thing? Just chill. And he comes back in like 4 bars later, 8 bars. This depends on how you're counting it, but we allow the bassist to be the bassist. Tone is gorgeous. Look how open the hold on, let's just go back here. Look at this. Look how open the fulcrums are. Just nice and relaxed. This is a super drum set. Like when we play here, I always talk about this. I happen to have sticks sitting here again. When we play most of the time, in like the marching world, we're so tight on our fulcrums, and it's kind of lame, to be honest. But relaxing there and opening the hand and just allowing this to have just a little bit more, I guess, smoothness, it's really going to allow you to be more flexible with what you're doing across the instrument. And it's just super in these moments here where he's kind of playing against the hi-hat and the snare drum, and we got a lot of the speeds there. The notes are coming in, the fluidity. Look how smooth that is, Listen to the end of the phrasing. Listen, look what the drummer does with that guitar feature coming out of the end of that. It's so nice. 2, 3. Coming out, like, come on, man. This is beautiful stuff here. Light touch to heavy touch. That's fucking amazing, man. I love it. Let's keep going. Oh, I love giving the vocals there. Yeah, man. Impeccable bass lines. Oh, man. God, I'm so jealous that I don't have a musical experience like that in my life. That is freaking amazing. They're playing. The last, man, the verse out, the chorus verse out, they put so many variations in there. It's so musical because you're hearing familiar material, but you have these little embellishments. It is so important to have linear writing. Like you put stuff in, you're having some ensemble writing, and you just let the listener have the common ground. They've already heard it's a 4.5 minute song. Oh, well, we made this video at 23, whatever. It's long. We tangent Tony'd. But the point is you have these little moments where you just let musicians write, and very good stuff like this comes out. That is like, I don't know. We're 2.5 years into this YouTube channel, and I've primarily featured Japanese music, and discovering these bands has been like so good. Like what a positive, you can get, like, I'm so involved in music. It's my career. It is what I do with my life. But you get in a lane where you're kind of like, most of my work is in, pro sports music, especially with the NFL. Like, and it has been through collegiate level groups and teaching high school. Like all my stuff is based around like, making sure people that go to athletic sports games are having a good time via some kind of production entertainment value. You get stuck in these lanes, and you like, if you listen to like American rock and American pop music, yeah, some things are cool. And like, like the amount of jazz we have, that's awesome. But the stuff that you're kind of constantly bombarded with is just not that awesome, especially if you flip on the radio for the West, it's just, there's so much missing. And you get on here, look how much musicianship is required to play this tune. There's so much there, but it still has pop elements. So it just depends on how you nerd out with your music and what you're looking for. But for someone like me, and I know there's a lot of like-minded people like myself, there's so much here musically for you. And I didn't even talk about, I don't really feel that comfortable talking about vocals because I'm not a vocalist. I don't have, I have like 2 semesters of singing in choir in college. Because I had to. It was like required for my, one of my undergraduate degrees. And it's like, okay, but I don't know anything. Like, I've worked with world-class musicians that are vocalists, but I can't really comment on it. But I still love the vocal experience that was given to me in this video, if that makes sense. So I don't know. What I'm trying to say is when you get stuff like this, it's a gem. You want to treasure it. So there it is. Anyway, you can let me know what you think about it down in the comments below, please and thank you. My name is DrumRollTony. Catch me when I'm live on Twitch. You can find a link for my socials down in the video description below. We watch a lot of anime on Patreon. We're only missing one thing. That is you. You should check it out. It's a good time. Anyway, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Please and thank you. Click the like button if you like the video. Click the dislike button if you did not like the video. Subscribe to the channels and catch more videos like this one. Have a great day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.